What is up, everybody? Welcome to episode 1 of By the Rumor. Let me see if I can get Christine fixed a little bit here. She's just too big on the side of her screen here. Right there. Oh, you lost the specs. I like the specs. That's okay.
I know.
That's
I'm
okay.
gonna have to put it on because I'm blind.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. It's, no one's judging here. Everybody likes you on here, whether you've got specs or not. But yeah, Christine came to me. She always the best ideas come to me. One time it was a book club. She came to me one time and said, "We need to do something with video. That everything that Elon's doing with X has to do with video now. Why aren't we doing video?" And I didn't really have a good reason for us not to be doing video. So. Welcome to Buy the Rumor. So, what are we going to call it? Buy the Rumor, sell the news, all that kind of stuff. And we landed on Buy the Rumor. I think this will be fun, Christine. I think this will be really good. What do you think of these little graphics we have here to the side that's going to show everything we talk about?
I think it's cool. Can you hear me? Well,
Yeah,
I
I
know.
can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's cool. We look super legit. We
Yeah.
look like we're on TV, channel 9 or 11 or something.
I don't know your crazy California channels. Do people even refer to channels by number anymore? Is that a boomer thing?
I didn't want to label a network at all.
Okay, I see it. Yeah. In case they ever pick us up to be
Yeah.
sponsored or something like that. Well, yeah, you'll see on the side right here. If any of you have ever seen Pardon the Interruption on ESPN, kind of use some of that. This is a program basically that was built by AI. So yes, anybody can build anything. And what we'll do at the beginning, probably about the first half, the show will last about an hour. And on the side here, we'll talk about all of these topics for about 3 minutes apiece. And then after that, Christine's going to have a little segment. I'm going to have a little segment, and we'll go from there. But share this out if you can. We really it almost is just Christine and I in here at this point because we really haven't done any promotion whatsoever for it. Kind of want to figure out the nuts and bolts of this live streaming thing first. Christine, did you have like a panic or a freak out of trying to get ready? Because this is a lot different than Spaces, right? You have to get like a camera ready. Did you, or did you just throw on those specs and ready to roll?
No, I was in panic mode because we did a rundown or like a little practice setup, and then I feel like we got everything down. And of course, today when we're actually launching it, my links wouldn't work, my computer wasn't working, my Bluetooth wasn't working, my mic wasn't working. So yeah, I think on our next one for sure, I'm gonna
It's
be
all right.
good.
It's all right.
Yeah.
We got this. And anybody that was following with us on the countdown, it had like countdown, 30 minutes, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. And then when it got to 0, it went back up to 5 minutes because I rewound it a little bit to get us a little time to figure some things out. But that's okay.
Yeah.
We will figure some things out. With that, let's start this thing. Christine here. I'm going to start out with the Bitcoin slide. Womp, womp, womp. 3 minutes for every topic. I can already see the next one's a crypto crash, so we're going to have a lot of the same type of things to say. But Christine, let me ask this. How much are you following crypto and Bitcoin? And if you have, what do you think of the last 24 hours or so price-wise?
So I think it's scary, right? That it's naturally scary when we see crypto or just Bitcoin going down. The thing is, I think we're seasoned enough to know, yeah, it sucks initially seeing it going down, but then it's another, it gives people a chance to accumulate even more if you have extra cash. And if we look at it for a long time, we're sitting on 20 and then we're sitting on 30,000 on Bitcoin. And then, we saw 40 and then slide back down. And then it kind of aggressively just blew through 100 grand. And we all didn't know what to do. We're like, oh, shoot, where do we go from here?
That's what I've been saying for so long.
Yeah.
Whenever I knew we would go down eventually, and then granted, yeah, I thought we'd get to 120,000 or 140,000 or something like that before we went down. But I'm not shocked. It went below 90,000. Do you remember, Christine? We used to do Spaces all the time, just wishing we could get above that 69,000 that it was the all-time high, and we were stuck at. I remember when we were stuck in the teens for a lot of time, and anyway, then it went on past 50. And like you said, it got a new all-time high, went into the 70s, 80s, 90s, and we would have been dying for this headline of Bitcoin falls below 90,000 at this point. So why the freak out? Have you looked at your X timeline in the last in the last 24 hours? It's people are pissed. People are mad.
Um, I feel like we've always seen that too. And I think me and you have always been where we're like, I mean, I think this is a good correction. This is a good, healthy correction. It's nothing to be mad about. And for us to be aiming towards blow through 69 grand for Bitcoin. And then now seeing, oh, look at everything's crashing. It's 89,000. Like, are you freaking kidding me? It's almost like people have short-term memory and don't remember that a short while ago, you're wishing that it went over 69 grand. And now you're crying because it's 89 grand.
But
And
this is the same thing that you talk to. I know sometimes when you're tattooing people, you'll talk the benefits of crypto, and people will say, "Oh, I wish I would have got in when it was at 85,000. I wish I would have got in then." But you know what happens? Then it does go down to it, and they're like, "I don't know if I want to dig in now."
Yeah, I would now. And I know me and you had the conversations where it was like, hey, it's 12 grand. Like, should we get it? Hey, it's 13 grand. Should we get it? And it's like, I wish we did.
And I told you then I really said this is the bottom. And of course, did I go and buy any of it whenever I said this is the bottom? No, I didn't. But I did say it live on the air, documented.
You did start buying little chunks at a time, which like that adds up too, right? And a lot of people new to crypto are like, well, I'm going to buy these lower, or I'm going to buy altcoins. They get tempted to do altcoins because it's 0.00000. And then if it goes to 1 cent, you're going to be a multimillionaire. And it's like, because they feel like Bitcoin's already at its high at 10,000, at 20,000, at 30,000. And then they never really feel like the slow accumulation, like what you've been doing, or a lot of people have been doing, adds up, but it really does. And that's what we should stick to.
All right. So everybody just heard that little ding, ding, ding. I don't know if you heard it, Christine. It goes,
I didn't hear it.
Needs to be louder then maybe, but there's a little ding. I did quieten it a little bit since I've talked to you last time, but a little ding happens that tells us to move on. And the next category is actually almost the exact same. It's the crypto crash, but we're not just focusing on Bitcoin now. Here's the thing. You got Bitcoin, Ripple, Dogecoin. They're all seeing these huge price drops. And over the last 6 months, 12 months, everything's been talking about meme coins. And those are crashing most of all because everybody had so much in meme coins that they thought, I'm going to 1000x this mofo, and I'm going to move on, and I'm going to move out of my parents' basement, and I am going to do amazing. So I bet, okay, so you've been heavy into, the OTC club. You've been heavy into all sorts of different things with crypto. I will bet your DMs over meme coins, or even just your feed, has been heavy meme coins in the last 12 months, right? I mean,
yeah,
it got to be.
Yeah, it has. And then, everyone on the timeline was like, meme coin season, altcoin season's back. And that's when me and you start getting meetings or meeting requests of like, hey, can we talk to you about like, our new coin that we're like, we found it, or this new, and then all of it starts popping up. And that's always a good sign.
It is. It's a good sign for influencers, which I'll talk in my session called Voice Lessons here in a little bit. But it is a good thing. But maybe I'm just looking back. Maybe this is just hindsight is 2020. Don't you feel like we got to a point where meme coins, where merely because of the meme, we lost any sense of utility, right? Because always before it was like, oh, well, this project, they have this utility, and this project, they have that utility. And this one's like, this project is hilarious because Fartcoin, hot air rises, Christine. I don't know if you know that, but hot air rises, just like the chart.
That really did like that. I wish I got in on Fartcoin. Did you?
I did not, but here's what I thought about over Christmas, and I didn't do this. I should have. I thought about getting my kids into investing in crypto, and I thought about buying them a wallet. They're like elementary age. So Fartcoin is really going to like speak to them, right? They would think like Fartcoin's hilarious. So I did think about getting them a wallet, preloaded with like $100 worth of Fartcoin. And this was after the rise. It already see
Oh,
that?
I
See
was like,
that? The
they would have been.
rise.
Oh my God. I was like, they would have been rich. I'm gonna put on my. I'm gonna try to test my headphones while you're.
Okay, I'm going to talk for a second, and you can put on your headphones and test them out. But Dogecoin's value fell 15% in just a few hours. Okay, sometimes 15. The stock market people, they don't even know what to think of this because 15% for them, yeah, sure, it can happen in a day. But for the most part, the stock market isn't quite as volatile for the most part. I know the OTC gets a little crazy, but Dogecoin went down 15% in merely just a few hours. And this had people absolutely panicking because they're like, are you there? Can you?
Yeah.
Ooh. Do you hear how much better can you tell how much better you sound?
No, does it sound way better?
You've got to go to the video after this and hear how it sounds. It sounds immensely better. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So I was talking about Dogecoin and all the meme coins going down. Here's why my timeline's freaking out. Nobody said like, oh, this could happen. I'm going to put all my, either go into stables or I'm going to have a lot of things in something like Bitcoin. Instead, everybody put all their chips into the meme coins because they were wanting to get that 1000x, right? They were wanting to get that huge, huge payoff. And instead, they left it in there. Market tanks, like I said, 15% in just a few hours. And all of a sudden, you had people that thought they were moving out of mom's basement. Instead, they're going to be there for a while. So, yeah, meme coins are hurting people. But I feel like they're hurting you and I as much because I don't feel like we are as heavy in meme coins.
And I feel that I've realized that I'm not fast enough for like meme coins. Like I
Yes.
need to stick to what I feel like I have some knowledge in or like just what I'm used to. And it's, I need to stick with stables or like the top tens because I do not move fast enough
I
to
get you. I'm
to
always
get.
slow. Anytime a Fartcoin, I was too slow. Libra, the Argentina coin, which we're just about to talk about, too slow. Oh, and there. Did you hear that? Did you hear it that time? Now that you got the headphones.
Heard that.
Okay. All right. Trump snub. That's our next topic on here. So, are you familiar with the Argentinian president Javier Milei? You seen that dude?
No, I
Okay.
thought you were talking El Salvador president, but no, yeah, I'm not.
No. This is Argentina's president, and he actually, what I'm about to say, just take it for face value. He launched a meme coin called Libra. Okay. And there was a lot of insider trading going on. There's some the LA vape cabal has been accused of things. If I'm not even going to mention names, but they've been accused of insider trading and that sort of thing. So all those little guys in California or all around in your area, Christine, they were accused of this insider trading with literal governments. But here's the thing: Javier Milei, the president of Argentina, he's actually buddy. Yeah, there we go. I was trying to get my fingers crossed and show it on screen. But anyway, he's actually buddy with Ukrainian President Zelensky. Okay, and
I know.
Trump, yeah, and Trump is like, I'm not really on this Zelensky thing. The free lunches the free lunch program may have to end for Ukraine. So now Javier Milei, he's like, oh no, I need to be in the United States' good graces. I need to be in Trump's good graces. He doesn't like my boy Zelensky. And also, I've got all this heat coming because I put out a meme coin and everybody got rugged and everybody lost money and everybody hates me. Christine, why is it that literal governments, including the U.S. government, by the way, are releasing meme coins? Why? What's there even to gain?
So that's like the weird thing to me is, and I think you know this personally because I think we text each other like, what's going on? Like with all these meme coins and like government officials, our president, like politicians, just all around the world. I don't know what the whole meme coin thing is. And I don't think we ever even answered it. I think we are just like, what's going on? I don't understand. Especially with the gray area of like how governments have kind of been with crypto, like, oh, it's a scam, you guys. Like, no, we'll never do that. And then out of nowhere, they're like, hey, buy my meme coin.
It's so weird. Whenever, I mean, really think about whenever we've been talking about this stuff for so long that now we're getting to where presidents of major countries, Argentina, United States, I'll throw Ukraine and Russia into this, meme coins are actually affecting politics. Not Bitcoin, not Ethereum, not Solana. Okay, I understand they're level 2 or layer 2 off of them, but nonetheless, we're talking meme coins are affecting world political policy. This is a weird world that we've gotten to where everybody's like, oh, wait till crypto adoption, wait till Bitcoin adoption happens. And now we're talking that, you've got the president of Argentina doesn't know what to do with his meme coin scandal. You've got Trump and Melania token being released by the United States, which, by the way, there's a lot of that Trump does that I think, oh, that's a great idea. Releasing a meme coin is not one of the great ideas that Trump and Melania came up with. I don't know. I'd love to hear your 2 cents on there. Was that a good move?
No, I thought that was so weird. And of course, cool for all the people that made money on it. And I think you were even like, not going to buy it. You're like,
Yes.
it's at whatever market cap. And then the next day I was like, this didn't age well.
I know. Well, the thing is, you asked, are you going to get it? Because I think I had texted you. I was like, oh my gosh, Trump released a meme coin. Okay. And you were like, oh, are you going to get in? And I was like, no, it's already raised, and it was like, it was big. It was 200 billion or something at that point. I was like, no, it's too late. I missed the boat like I do on everything. And then it doubled or tripled from there. And of course, now it went down. But nonetheless, you're seeing huge nation governments be embroiled in controversy, and they're actually worried about what each other are doing with their meme coins. And in the end, for Javier Milei, it's probably, I don't know if he regrets it or not, but I think he'd probably like a do-over and not release a meme coin. I'm not going to be, there's not going to be a buy the rumor meme coin that's going to be coming out. I can assure you of that. Don't even think about it, Christine.
I'm like, never say never. I don't know, because maybe they are, all these governments are doing it because they know something we don't, and that's going to be the next big thing. And we live in that movie Idiocracy.
I love Idiocracy. We always talk about a group watching party. We should watch Idiocracy. Yeah. All right, if I'm going to give you a name and you tell me what she has done in pop culture, okay? You're the pop culture queen here. Cynthia Erivo. What has she done?
Don't know.
Don't know. Have you ever heard of the movie Wicked? Or the
yes.
show Wicked? She is Elphaba, the Wicked Witch. And there's been an announcement. How about Ariana Grande? You ever heard of her?
Yes.
Well, anyways, she is Glinda off of Wicked. Have you seen Wicked, by the way? Did you go out and see that?
I didn't watch the movie, but people keep telling me I should, even though I never got into that whole thing, but everyone said it's really good. So I should. Did not, though.
Okay. I have seen it, and I am now going to sing for you. No, I'm kidding. I'm not gonna. You would not want to do that. Yeah, you would see like the numbers for the stream just tank right there. But anyway, Cynthia Erivo, Ariana Grande are performing together at the Oscar, and they say, at least from my sources, that it's taken social media by storm. Not my feed, but it says it's igniting discussions all around and potential boosts in entertainment-related stocks. So, Christine, can you decipher this for me? What is this AMC? Is that what we're talking? AMC is going to go through the roof now because Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are performing together at the Oscars? Is that what I'm supposed to read?
It has to be like, the meme stocks, like AMC. Yeah. Like it's always like AMC, GME, but that's entertainment related stocks. That's the only thing I could really think of. Or like, Universal or something. I don't know.
What about like big popcorn? Is there like a popcorn ticker? I need to know.
Concession stands ticker.
Ooh, yes. I love that. No, but actually this gets into something that Christine has been passionate about, and she's been talking that we want to do for a long time, is we want to talk about things that are going on in pop culture, right? For instance, last year, whenever Target was doing, tuck-friendly construction for their swimsuits near the kids' area, they started getting a giant boycott, and it affected their stock price, right? And you started seeing Miller Lite, Bud Light. Which one got the big Bud Light?
Yeah.
Okay.
Bud-
Yeah. So we see all those things. So we want to talk about. This is not a pop culture show, but pop culture has a lot to do with the underlying stocks, behind them. So yes, Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are performing, and you might think that has nothing to do with any type of stocks, but even something like that can like drive people to go to the theater or drive people to buy concessions or drive people to this ultimately can make stocks go up. And we want to be able to cover things like this to be able to do that. We need to I feel like if we're going to do these segments, we need to know our tickers for the entertainment industry better, right? To know more than AMC.
Absolutely. And I think it'll help us learn more about a bunch of tickers that we probably aren't familiar with. And like a good example would be like Elon. He's like in headlines every day now more than ever, right? Because of Doge. And he, directly relates to Tesla stock. Like we have undoubtedly seen that, like when he went to the Joe Rogan, like anything that he does, really, like you could see the effects of it the next day.
Yeah, you can. And that's a good example. He's not singing, obviously, like Ariana Grande, but he opens his mouth more than Ariana Grande does, or at least via a post, and he puts out have you even seen, I know we're kind of missing the lead here, but people are literally like drawing swastikas on Tesla charging stations. Have you seen those posts?
No, that's so silly. My God.
Yeah, so my question is, who's the bad person? The person that owns the company that you're defacing, or the person that draws swastikas on things? Which is the bad one?
So crazy because I think the neutral party would say two wrongs don't make a right. So if you feel like, he was doing wrong, then you shouldn't be the secondary person on that. But I would say that's a hard one, but I would say that it's a person defacing because in reality, it's split between two sides of like, was he really doing that or not, when he did that slate?
Real quick, because I know we've got like 8 seconds left on this segment, but also someone put an AI generated thing of Elon sucking Trump's toes in a federal building the other day. So check that out. All right. What a dumb thing. Moving on to the next one, green furniture. I'm just going to read this. So what I do is I create this little program here where it goes out and finds like top stories to do with, what Christine and I talk about. And this is actually interesting. Plant-based furniture innovation. I need to know if you're going to put this in the tattoo studio soon. Green Science Alliance has unveiled furniture made from plant-based biomass and biodegradable resin, showcasing a significant step towards sustainable consumer products. It says, as environmental concerns grow, innovations like these could reshape market trends towards eco-friendly alternatives. And it says it's crucial for investors to look to tap into green technology. Got a stat here for you. Did you know that sustainable products like this furniture made out of biodegradable products is expected to grow by 20% annually over the next decade? So as an investor, if you're looking into things that could potentially be invested in, it does look like these biodegradable type products, these sustainable products are going to be moving up in market cap and, grabbing more of people's attention over time. So Christine, yeah, you're going to either go out and buy some biodegradable stock, not biodegradable stock, that doesn't make any sense, stock that is backed by biodegradable companies, or are you looking to get any of this green furniture yourself?
I would say I would look into the stock itself. I think that's where I'm better with. And I really thought when you said green furniture, I was like, are we all going to get green colored furniture?
You
Like
thought it was more of like a decor sort of a segment
yeah,
I was going to go into.
did not know you're talking about biodegradable. I think that's all good with like everyone trying to find more sustainable. And we're in California. That's all they talk about is like, oh, sustainable. Like, so I could see where that is going to be a big thing. I just worry sometimes that we make a bigger deal than it really is. I don't know.
What when you go in California, what are straws made out of?
Paper mostly.
Oh, those are the worst.
But I heard that there's an executive order to get rid of them now.
Yeah. And I've seen these biodegradable like plastic straws. I don't mind those, but I hate it when I get the little paper pulp whenever I'm drinking something. And anyway, hate that. Anyway, this 3D furniture, this biodegradable furniture is actually 3D printed. Does that sound kind of crazy? They actually have this little filament that's made out of plant-based material, and they can 3D print furniture out of that. I kind of want that just because it's technologically cool.
That sounds cool. I wonder the longevity of it versus like what we have now. And then second, when does it start being where we have the conversation of like, we have no plant anything now because we just used it all for furniture.
Okay, I'll see that. I mean, isn't that what we do now already, though? Whenever it's made out of wood, that's a plant-based furniture. My wooden chair is a plant-based furniture.
I mean, a lot of the times they don't even use wood anymore, right?
No, it's plastic.
Yeah.
It's non-biodegradable.
It looks like wood, and it's not. Like even like the cupboards and stuff, like they used to use real wood, and now it's not.
I like the 3D printed thing. I think that's cool. Have you ever seen like where they'll 3D print a house or anything, and it's like this little thing that goes down around the border of a house. It's not little, it's big, and it puts out concrete all around it, and they can like build a house in like a day because of this, because of 3D printing it.
Yeah, I've seen that. They have it in China where it's like the first 3D town.
What?
Yeah, I saw that. It was crazy, and it was built like in a week or so.
People live there? People moved to 3D town?
I didn't follow up, but this had to be 2-ish years ago, and it was in China, and everyone was walking around this 3D printed town, and they were trying to basically the selling point of, hey, look it's not so bad, and we're able to put these buildings up in no time, and guess what? We didn't have to pay anybody really.
And they just use. Well, I guess it may not be biodegradable, but anyway. So this Green Science Alliance, I'm going to see if I can make this program come up with a ticker for every company that we talk about.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I can have some tickers, which everything that's said. But yeah, the Green Science Alliance, they are making plant-based biomass resin with 3D printers, and they are going to print you a chair made out of a tree. All right. This is going to be, since you told me last one you thought it was furniture that was colored green, and you thought I was going to get into like the feng shui of your house. I want to know what you think viral blessing. What are we going to talk about here?
So when I did see viral blessing, I was like, what is that? I was like, is that people like just blessing people through the internet, like gifting you? Like, is that a viral blessing? That's the first thing I thought.
Okay. That is wrong, but a good guess. Okay, there's a Florida woman that got on the TikTok. Okay, that's what old people call TikTok. They call it the TikTok. I say that so all the old listeners, including you and I, will know what we're talking about. But she got on a JetBlue plane, and they've had a lot of incidents, a lot of crashes recently, and her video got over $6 million views. 6 million views because she rubbed some oil and prayed for all of JetBlue. She gave a blessing to all of JetBlue as a company so that they won't crash anymore. And they haven't crashed since.
What?
So she went viral, 6 million views. Is this going to help out JetBlue as a stock? Because she is being they are being prayed for, and they haven't had any crashes since. Tread carefully.
No, that's ridiculous. Holy crap. And I bet you she's going to monetize this and be like, if you're going to be on a flight and, you have a upcoming flight and you want me to rub some oil and bless your flight, $5, and that adds up.
Oh, no, she does more than $5. Yeah, that's right. Because proof's in the pudding. JetBlue has yet to have a plane fall out of the sky since then. Now, American, Delta, all that. Maybe they'll have her on there. She had 6 million views. She's probably done pretty well on her TikTok account since then. So, you know what? You always say that all these pop culture things can actually move stocks. We're talking about JetBlue, and a lot of other media outlets are too now because of this. Don't you think it did something for JetBlue by her doing that?
I don't think so. Like, I feel like even though it went viral, I don't think it would move people that invest or trade to do anything with it. I don't think it's that big of a deal to do that, but maybe I'm wrong. We have to check that chart.
Yeah, have to check that one for sure. All right, next one. I think my little timer's wrong. I feel like sometimes it gets like to 1 minute and then it goes back to 3 minutes. I'll have to look
Yeah,
into that.
like,
But
wow, 3 minutes is like pretty good. It's long.
what? No, 3 minutes is good. But I'm telling you, sometimes it's gotten down to 1 minute and then it went back to 3 minutes. So
But
it
I
may
was
be seem
like
long to you.
way longer.
Than 3 minutes, exactly. All right, UFP Technologies, they announced record profits. Here's one that I am not familiar with. Matter of fact, I do have a little article I can look for this. UFP Technologies, they are, I have a ticker for you, UFPT on NASDAQ. It says that they had record results, says they had a remarkable 31.3% increase in income in 2024, reaching a total of $59 million. They have strong performance, showing a growing demand for engineered solution in the medical market, making it a key player in the industry. Investors should pay attention to trends as they indicate broader market health. So here's my ultimate question here. Is RFK Jr., in all of his interest in health, is there going to be some companies that can profit from the changes that the U.S. is making to the way they deal with healthcare?
I definitely think that there's a huge possibility for that. And then we're going to see huge declines on certain companies as well because of all the changes he's making. So that's going to be the first thing I think is huge declines on huge pharmaceutical companies that are directly in correlation with like all the, I don't know, the meds that he's looking into.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to make us, I think he's going to make us start being more resourceful and looking into, I know he's all about like more natural resources and stuff like that. So I think we're going to start seeing or paying attention more to those companies. And then that can definitely move them for sure.
So
I
it'll
think,
move them up and down, you're saying?
yeah. And as a society, I think we've moved away a lot from like the natural resources for medicine. And I think this is where we're going to see those tickers move up, like the natural based ones.
Hey, I love the natural based ones. There's a few things that I've created because of AI, and one of them was like a natural supplement finder. Somebody's like, "Oh, I've got anxiety. What could I use for that?" And you type it in and type in anxiety, and it would show you those natural things. So I personally love natural supplement type of things. More power to them. And yes, I'll bet you some stocks actually see some movement from the decisions that RFK makes. Both good, and the big pharma probably has a good chance to go down because of that. Their profits could actually go down because of this. And when he speaks in his, you remember that time when you and I got yelled at because we listened to RFK Jr. on Spaces, and he had that voice that he does. And we said something about it, and some lady like got on each of our responded to both of us and said like we're idiots for not keeping up how he speaks. But,
Yeah, and I will remember that to this day because I love the guy, but I just had no idea that
I didn't either. I thought he just needed a lozenge or something. But
Yep.
actually, speaking of medical stuff, he says that's from a vaccine injury.
Yes. So after we got yelled at, I remember I was like, yeah, we need to look into all that. And we definitely seemed ignorant. So then I did look into that and I was like, oh, it's a vaccine injury. And no wonder he's an advocate.
Yeah. And I'm sure aren't we all an advocate for something that we're like personally affected by? And yeah, that makes complete sense for him. All right, last thing on here, sustainable mining. There's a demand for critical materials, and it's going to continue to double by 2030. Sustainable mining operations are becoming increasingly vital. This trend is crucial for energy transition technologies such as electric vehicles, and investors should note that this shift may present new opportunities in the mining sector. I don't have any tickers for this, but I know there are mining tickers out there of companies that do mining. I also know that for EVs, getting things like lithium, some very important materials are really important to have. This gets into our Elon discussion, Christine. Don't you think that that Elon's kind of pushing, he'll definitely push Tesla and EVs forward that it's also going to have some trickle down effects like mining companies and things like that. Correct?
Yes, for sure. We're for sure going to see that.
Yeah, and you're going to see. I don't know that you're going to see the legacy, motor companies, Ford, Chevy, all that necessarily go down, but you could if they don't get in with where a trending stock may be. Now, it's clear, this is kind of interesting where Trump and Elon aren't on the same page, right? Trump has basically said, like, we want people to have choice. This isn't going to be like the Biden thing where we're all switching. Weren't y'all going to do that in California? Are y'all still doing that? Were y'all allowed to have EVs?
It's like a 2030 initiative. And like by that time, we would all be on EVs. I believe that's going to be done now because the new administration is in. But for now, California is where you don't listen to any federal laws.
Oh my gosh. Are y'all going to secede? Just do it. Just do it.
We would have to, if they do that, we'd have to move back into the U.S.
Yeah, you'd have to get a passport. And I know you can't go to Canada. So, yeah, you'd have to come into the United States.
Who cares about Canada until it becomes Comerica?
Yeah. They beat us in hockey the other day. I was kind of disappointed by that. But, 51st state. Do you love how Trump keeps on calling him Governor Trudeau?
Yeah.
It's so petty. So funny.
Biggest
Say that again. Biggest troll.
Biggest troll, yeah.
Yeah, he is. All right, I'm going to move on to the next thing because I swear this timer keeps on restarting at 3 minutes. So I've got to figure out what's going on there. But I want to introduce everybody to a regular segment. So every time we're going to go down the rundown, we're going to have all of these topics. They'll change every time to something that's happened within the last week. And I'll probably make the prompt a little better as we kind of go on so I can get tickers on here and things that we can talk about a little more regularly. First, though, right after we do the rundown, we want to have Christine talk about a little something. So introducing Christine's Corner, and we have the best theme song in the world. Get ready for this.
Christine's Corner, where the buzz is hot. Crypto trends or the latest pop plot. From gadgets that glow to stars in the sky. If it's on her mind, you know it's gonna fly. So plug in, tune in, let's take that ride. 'Cause Christine's Corner's where the cool stuff hides.
Love it. Love it, love it. That may be my favorite theme song of this entire thing that we have is the Christine's Corner intro. So
Yeah.
90s.
It's so catchy. And then the graphics is awesome.
It's good. It's good. It's a lot of fun. And actually, wait, can I? Where's this?
Christine's Corner,
It keeps on
where
going.
the cool stuff hides.
Yeah, I think that's AI generated, and I think I put like a 90s sitcom intro. I feel like they did a good job with that. All right, I am incredibly interested to see where you're headed with this. Always before the show, I ask Christine, what are you going to talk about? And she tells me to not communicate with wild dolphins. I tried to not ask too much because I always like to hear it for the first time on here. But she tells me there could be some legal ramifications on here. So, Christine, the floor is yours. Why I had big plans this afternoon to communicate with wild dolphins, and I'm going to put a stop to that until you tell me what's going on. Why can't I communicate with wild dolphins?
Okay, that was my question too, is why is there a law that states we cannot communicate with wild dolphins? Like it's dangerous. And of course, like when you expand on that, it's very vague, like, oh, it's dangerous, like just some vague BS stuff. But when you dig in deeper, I found out, because that's such a wild law. Like, what do you
Well,
mean?
wait a second. I don't have my soundboard. I will eventually. There's a law against communicating with wild dolphins? What happens?
So they're just like, oh, it's dangerous, leave them alone kind of thing. But I'm like, no, that's weird. I should be able to, you should be able to. If a dolphin like swims up, you should be able to be like, oh, hey, hi, whatever. But it's literally a federal.
I was about to say, is this federal or is this California?
No, it's federal. Okay, so if you expand on it and look into it, so the first thing I find is there's a dolphin who committed suicide after falling in love with its trainer, right? Because NASA did an experiment in the 60s and it
So
obviously went wrong.
how did it commit suicide? Is it, fentanyl overdose? Did it jump off a tall building? What did it do?
It probably, I didn't look on how it committed suicide, but I'm guessing it bashed its head into something. I don't know. But so there was
Hanging.
a doctor, researcher, or whatever, and she fell in love with the dolphin as well. Like trying, and this
Oh,
was search to try to communicate with dolphins because they started figuring out that they can communicate. And then the dolphins were telling them like all these things. It was like overwhelming to where the other researcher, I forgot his name, but he went crazy because it was just so much information after they were able to communicate. The dolphin was giving just overwhelming kind of information, and then he went crazy, and then she fell in love with the dolphin and did it with the dolphin, and then
she did what?
yeah, she ended up being intimate with the dolphin, right? And she's like this doctor, like researcher lady. Her name is Margaret Ho Lovett.
Okay, her name
And
is not Margaret Ho. No way. No way.
yes. And she lived with the dolphin. His name was Peter.
No, no. This is AI generated. What?
No, I promise. And this was in the 60s, and NASA funded this whole research. But after this
That's
researcher
gone with Doge.
yeah, I know. So these two researchers went crazy, and then they outlawed it. They're like, no, this is too crazy. It's insane. Blah blah blah. Like, I don't know. That was too dangerous. And then now we can't talk to dolphins because I guess
Because we might fall in love and fornicate with them and then kill ourselves. I don't. I'm a little lost here of what's going on.
I don't know. I don't know because the whole thing is like if you go even further than that, that's so crazy, right? I was like
There's
my
further.
jaw dropped onto the floor because I'm like, what do you mean she did it with the dolphin? She's a researcher. What do you mean the other doctor went crazy because the dolphins were giving overwhelming information? So they found this way to communicate with them. So further than that, like if we go back in time, like all the like history shows us like a lot of like dolphins were part of like a lot of history where if you look at hieroglyphics and stuff, a lot of them show like the dolphins did help them, like they did help humans, kind of gather the fish, and they were like a valuable asset to humans. And then I was seeing that I think I brought this up to you before as a joke, like, oh yeah, don't trust dolphins, they rape people. Remember?
I do, and I think I selectively forgot about it. So wait a second. The relationship from Margaret Ho, I remembered her name, and Peter the dolphin, was this consensual or is this a case of dolphin rape that is a cautionary tale?
No, it was consensual. Like she fell in love with the dolphin too, and she was like doing it with him.
Okay, so consensual sex with a dolphin. Does this mean who's in trouble here? Would she be in trouble, or do we need to lock up this dolphin for dolphin rape?
It would be her because come on, that's crazy.
Well, it is crazy, and you got to be in the water, right? Like to be intimate with the dolphin.
Yeah, and then she was 23 at the time.
How old? I'm scared. How old was the dolphin?
I don't know. I didn't look at that, but I'm like, this is
If that
so.
dolphin is underage, that is even worse. It's even
Uh,
worse.
Oh, the dolphin was 6 years old when he fell in
No.
with.
I don't know what dolphin years are, but this is concerning. 20, 23, and 6. In human, let me tell you, dolphin Peter, this stuff doesn't fly here on land. Okay? Yeah, I'm going to look right into the camera at dolphin Peter. That stuff doesn't fly on land. You keep your nasty self in the water. We're going to do our human thing here on the land. And Margaret Ho, Dr. Margaret Ho, I don't know.
Yeah.
Have
Love-
a little
love it.
discernment. Golly.
I know.
Was Hinge around? Why can't you, you love setting people up. Why can't you set Margaret Ho up with a human?
Yeah, I know. I don't know what it was, but the dolphin because she was researching it, funded by NASA, lived with her for 3 months, and then they fell in love because she found out how to communicate with the dolphin. And then as that happened, she became intimate with that dolphin. And then the other doctor, John Lilly, he ended up going crazy. Like, this is insane. And then, okay, let's get away from like those two doctors. Have you heard there, if someone's pregnant, you go into the water and dolphins know, and then they'll go to the pregnant woman and they start circling around the pregnant woman, and then they start humming or doing these noises. And then they started researching that, and they found out that these babies ended up being more advanced than,
Ooh. And this is what this is what Elon wants to take from us, is this kind of research to learn about smart babies that were around dolphins. No. I'm with Elon. I'm with Doge on this one. We got to cut out the dolphin stuff. This has gotten too crazy. So, okay. What's your take-home point on this before I move on to our next segment? Is it don't communicate with wild dolphins, or don't fall in love? Don't catch feelings.
I feel like we should communicate, like expand and communicate, but make sure that there is no intimate relationships with humans and dolphins. Like, come on. Like, and then is it like a brainwashing of, maybe that's why we can't talk to them, because dolphins could brainwash you.
Oh, but they have the ability to make our babies smarter.
Yeah.
I don't know. If this is a preview of Christine's Corner, I am all about being in Christine's Corner. If dolphin love is part of this, and by the way, both Christine's Corner and then my segment I'll do here in a moment, voice lessons, they may have something to do with the financial markets. They may not. It's Christine's Corner. It's mine. It'll be voice lessons. It'll be whatever is on our mind. So a little bit of a, here was Christine and I's idea for this show, is we wanted to show that, looking at crypto, looking at financial stuff, it doesn't have to be boring. And, Jim Cramer isn't talking about dolphin love. Okay. And so, yeah, we wanted to fill in that gap, that dolphin love gap that CNBC just doesn't seem to be able to provide us with. All right. With that, let's talk some birthdays today. February 25th, 2025. I'm going to move over a little bit now. It's some birthdays today. I want you to tell me if you've heard of some of these people that it is their birthday today. Steve Jobs. You ever heard of him?
Of course.
Yeah. American business magnate and developer and cancer fighter. He was the CEO and co-founder of Apple, and then the shareholder of Pixar, member of Walt Disney's board of directors, and just an all-around pretty brilliant dude. So happy birthday to Steve Jobs, 1955. How about this one? Floyd Mayweather Jr. I'll bet you do know Floyd Mayweather. You seem to know boxing pretty well.
Of course.
Yeah,
how could you not?
Yeah, of course. He was born in 1977. He competed between 1996 and 2015, and then made a one-fight comeback in 2017. He's held multiple world titles in 5 weight classes, and overall, just obviously, this is one that Christine was going to know. I got one here for you. I need to know if you've ever seen him in person. Carrot Top. It's Carrot Top's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Carrot Top. No, I've never seen him in person, but I definitely know who he is and have watched some of his specials a long time ago.
Okay. Well, that's good. Yeah, I've enjoyed some Carrot Top specials. He's a little weird. Well, he's got props and everything. Yeah, he's an odd dude. But yes, it is his birthday today. Next, I'm going to need some help from you on this one. Kristen Davis, 1965. Who's Kristen Davis?
I do not know a Kristen Davis.
It says she is best known for playing Charlotte York Goldenblot in HBO's Sex and the City. You a Sex and the City fan?
Charlotte. Yeah. Okay, I didn't know her real name. I just knew her as Charlotte. Cool. Happy birthday, Charlotte.
Well, her name is Kristen, not Charlotte.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Okay. You just want to know what she was also in Deck the Halls, Blacktop, and The Shaggy Dog. I don't know if it's like the old shaggy dog or not. But yes, happy birthday, Kristen. How about Billy Zane? Are you familiar with Billy Zane?
Why does that sound familiar?
He was born in 1966, February 25th, 1966, and he is the other man in Titanic. Not Leo DiCaprio, but the jerk guy that Kate Winslet needed to leave.
Okay.
In Titanic.
Yes.
So
I know.
happy birthday, Billy Zane. It's got to be whenever Billy Zane is watching our show, it's got to be pretty disappointing for him that we say his name, and you're like, I don't know who he is, but happy birthday, Billy.
Happy Billy.
Yes, the happiest of birthdays. Last one on here that I will mention, and I'm going to mention this because this is a good close friend of ours. We've actually eaten at the same restaurant as this one. It's Ric Flair. Do you remember when Ric Flair was at the same restaurant we were eating at one time?
Yeah, he was at Nobu.
He was at Nobu. That's right.
He walked in, and then Sam was in the restroom with Ric Flair.
That's correct. Yeah, Sam was in the bathroom, and I asked Sam, like, did you be like, wow, or anything like that, like Ric Flair? And he did not. But nonetheless, happy birthday, Ric Flair. I looked up Ric Flair's net worth. You want to tell me what you think Ric Flair's net? Now, I know these sites aren't necessarily correct, but what do you think Ric Flair's net worth was estimated at?
10 million?
It was 500,000.
Oh my.
Oh, sorry, Ric Flair.
Wow.
But happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Rick. Get a, budgeting accountant guy as your present.
Yeah. He's eating at Nobu. He's doing okay that night.
Yeah.
But yeah, happy birthday. So yeah, every time we do our show, we want to talk about some birthdays and do exactly what we just did. Talk about what people have done. One last one I'll say, just a little bonus. George Harrison. He's in a famous music group. You want to tell me who George Harrison is?
The Bay Elves.
Yes. Love it that you knew George Harrison's birthday. Can you name me the two surviving members of the Beatles that are still alive to
Yes.
this day?
Paul McCartney, if you think he's real.
I do.
And what's his freaking name? Damn it.
He's the drummer. if that
Yeah.
helps.
I always forget his name.
Ringo Starr.
Ringo Starr, yeah.
You can hear me when I whisper like that really well?
Well, I heard and I was like, Ringo Starr.
Yeah. Ringo Starr. Anyway, happy birthday. Ooh, I just yelled. Sorry. Happy birthday to everyone. Let's move on to the next segment, which is called...
Voice lessons, you'll hear it loud and clear. Tech and crypto wisdom, the truth is here. Big thoughts, bold moves, cutting through the haze. When the voice speaks up, you'll be amazed. So listen up.
What is up, everybody? This is my segment. We'll call it Voice Lessons. My intro is not near as cool as your intro, Christine. I feel confident in saying that, but it's still cool. I do like it. It even goes on forever, just like yours did earlier. Let me see.
Mine is cooler.
It is. But mine's got a better guitar solo.
Yeah, it does.
Anyway, all right. So what do we want from our influencers? I really wanted to talk about this because, okay, let me turn this down. My awesome guitar playing is distracting to me. All right, so recently we had everything we've already talked about. We had the LA Vape Cabal, we had the Argentina Libra coin, and everybody is on the case of influencers. Well, or KOLs, as they're being called more and more recently. And here's my thought. What do we even want from our influencers? Do we want them to give us entertainment? Like Christine and I are just dropping just bombs of entertainment here. Do we want alpha from them? Because I'm willing to bet that's what people are actually wanting is alpha from the influencers. They want to have the ticker and they want to have it. They want to make money, basically, off of their influencers. And I've got a bit of a problem with this, okay? I do not consider myself an influencer. I consider myself a partaker of influencers more often. And many times I'm thinking, well, look, it takes a lot of time to do what they do, okay? Me putting together this little show, Christine and I talking for years now for doing these shows. It takes work. It takes work to be able to put it together, okay? And to do that, they need to be able to be compensated. Why is it, I'll ask you this, question, Christine. Why is it that sometimes people look at it almost as a crime if the influencer even makes money? Not that they rug pulled, but they just made some sort of income from doing what they do. Why do people in crypto, not outside of crypto, but in crypto, why is it different than any other industry, and people hate it whenever people in the crypto industry are trying to be able to profit?
I don't know. And I think we had that conversation when it was a huge thing before. And I never really understood it. And they were like, you guys need to be transparent. And where it got to the point where if you were promoting a coin for someone or a ticker, you'd have to put like ad or sponsored, which I understand that. But it didn't end there. Like everyone was still very hateful towards the influencer that was introducing a new ticker or a new meme coin or whatever it is. And I don't understand like what they, want from an influencer. And I don't know.
I think here's my problem. Let's say you've got an influencer. They're on the up and up. They want to do everything as good as they can. And they are approached by a token that says, hey, we want you to try, here, I've got some lip balm here. We want you to talk about lip balm token, okay? Lip balm NFT project, whatever. And turns out they rug, right? Turns out that the lip balm token just completely rugs. Liquidity just pulled, that sort of thing. And then it almost seems like people are more mad at the influencer that talked about lip balm token than the actual team behind it that actually rugged. Why is that? Why do we look at the influencer and crucify them more than we actually do the ones that are actually perpetuating the crime?
I don't know. And I'm just going to guess, like, initially I say, because they kind of make the influencers the faces of it. And then the hate or the feedback that I would see is, we trusted you. Like, but it's like, we're just being introduced to this new thing, and it's almost just like lip balm. It's almost like a product they introduced it to us, and it helps us, if there is some kind of compensation, it helps us like be on here and, value our time more. And then we're introducing a product or a ticker to our listeners. And then we're not saying, hey, buy it. I do think that there is an issue when we would hear influencers say, hey, you guys should buy this. We're going to be rich. I think that's where there's a problem. But if that's cleared up and no one says that, we should consider influencers introducing a ticker to us just like that. It's an introduction and it's up to you if you want to buy it. When you do buy it, if you want to get out, it's also up to you. If it just dumps, it was on you. Like, I don't understand why we can't be held accountable at that point.
Yeah, and I think here's the problem. Because of the nature of what, we're not promoting, Head and Shoulders body wash, that sort of thing. And if it doesn't wash your hair very well, no one gets mad at Shaq, right, for doing that. Instead, what we have happening is sometimes influencers are actually paid in that token, right? And then they say it to their community, right? Price goes up because their community's like, oh man, the lip balm token is doing amazing, right? And then they sell it, right? And then they make a lot of money basically on the backs of the people that are following them. I can see that issue. I really, really can. But Shaq wasn't paid in Head and Shoulders bottles. I don't think. I don't know his details. And I think that's probably the problem that people have. But at the same time, how do the biggest influencers in this game, in the crypto game, how do they actually get a following? Many times it is by talking about the latest and greatest tickers, because that's what people want to talk about. They want to talk about, oh man, here's this coin that's taking off, and they want to hear about it. They want that alpha. They don't just want to be entertained. And to me, as somebody that's looking like, oh, how can we like make this show really good? It really always gets me thinking of like, what do people really want? Do they want to be entertained, or do they want to just give me the ticker, bro? Just give me the ticker.
No, yeah. And then I was saying, like, when you said Shaq doesn't get, for example, Shaq didn't get in trouble if Head and Shoulders, didn't work. But then it's like, this is going extreme. But how about if, like, we see 10 years later, it's like, oh, it may have, if you got cancer from it, if you died from Head and Shoulders, like, there may be compensation. So does that do people end up tracing it back to, hey, Shaq, you said, it's like, come on.
And they don't. You're right. They go after Procter and Gamble or whoever's owning Head and Shoulders. And to me, that's more of how it should be. Now, I do think influencers, if we ever, let me go back to the very first thing we did. If I go to the rundown, turn that off. See this in the bottom right-hand corner here, your ad here that we've got there. If ever we get an ad there, I think, okay, good. If we ever get an ad there, I think I want to be transparent and just say like, hey, this is an ad that's on here. That's what it is. It's an ad. We will talk about it. Well, you and I will talk about the bullet points that they would want to talk about. But in the end, I don't want to say like, hey, 100% this thing is going to the moon. I don't know that. You don't know that. And I don't think I would want to say it. I wouldn't want to put that on anybody that bought it because you and I said it. It puts too much pressure on us. And let's face it, we know the fate of 99% of coins and tokens. We know what happens.
Exactly. And I even entertained the idea of it'd be cool to introduction of new coins or tickers that have hit the market this week or something. But even that's scary because of the feedback that we've seen towards, people that are influencers or have a show or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's we shouldn't be scared and it shouldn't be scary, but for some reason it is. I think that us bringing that up with that ad and we're being transparent. And if people want to advertise or sponsor, I don't think anything should be wrong with that. And it's transparent.
Yeah. As long as, to me, transparency is the key here. If, just to say hey, compensation did occur to the show because this ad is here. I think that's very transparent. It's never saying this thing is going up. Matter of fact, I think you'll hear me say that about anything, about Tesla. Look at all the tickers down here at the bottom, Ethereum, SPY, NVIDIA. I don't know what they're going to do. I honestly don't. The market could crash out under the stock market, under the crypto market, or look at all that red down there, by the way. All of this could happen, and no influencer knows. They're along for the ride as well most of the time. But
yeah,
all that being said, since I feel like I'm on the side of the influencer here, I do want to say that getting in early, like this Libra coin type of things that people are saying, and then getting out early, and then everybody else kind of losing their shirt on that. If those things are true, then yes, that should not be done. Let me just be clear about that. That truly is insider trading, and I want to be clear that I do think that is wrong, and influencers that participate in that sort of thing, they've kind of got in the court of public opinion, at least. I don't know about the actual courts, but the court of public opinion, they start getting kind of what's coming to them at that point. So what do we want from our influencers? Maybe we need to redefine that. I think that's what maybe my take-home point is. We as consumers of influencers need to look for what change what we're looking for. It doesn't always have to be a ticker. I think people look at CNBC, not for the greatest stock tickers in the world. They look for analysis. They look for entertainment. Maybe not entertainment. That's what we are trying to do, Christine. But yeah, they look to them, not just what the greatest stock market tickers are. They look to them for news, for discussions of things. I don't know. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah. And on that take too, what's that show that talks about stocks? What's his name?
Kramer?
Yeah, Kramer. He doesn't get all the hate that influencers do when he's always he's 99
wrong all the time.
Wrong. Yeah. We should, and you could call onto the show and no one's ever ripping him one hey, I lost everything because you said that it was going to go down, but it just keeps going up. I hate you. Whatever. And I'm he's way bigger and he's on all of our TVs, but then, influencers get attacked for, introducing smaller
That's
coins.
a good point about Kramer, because people almost say it laughable, God, just do the inverse Kramer, right? Just do the opposite of whatever Jim Cramer says. And it's people just laugh about it. It's never let me post a picture of his wife and kids or something like that. I do think crypto influencers kind of have to fight that sort of thing of hate, basically.
Yeah.
I don't know that he gets that quite as much. All right, Christine, I think that's about the show here that we've done. We had the rundown, we had Christine's Corner, we had birthdays, and we had voice lessons. What do you think? I feel like this went okay, right? For a very first time.
Yeah, I think especially with my whole tech setup today just wasn't working. I was like, this is so frustrating. But it ended up, I mean, I'm calm now and I think it went smoother than I thought it would, having a bad start for myself. I think it went well. And then this whole format and setup that you have put so much work in is awesome to see. And I think the more shows we have, it's going to be better.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, today's our worst show, just to be clear. Today's our worst show that we will. I really do think it'll be our worst show we've ever had.
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
I think what I think we'll probably do is I'm gonna, just fine tune some different things that we do. I think you and I will get the setup a little bit better of just how to run it. I feel like it sounds like from the way you just said, it sounds like you were. I don't know, fast heartbeat whenever you started. You didn't sound like that, but just the way you described it just now, you're like, I've calmed down now or something like that. But you didn't come off like that.
Good. Because I was like, I'm ready to throw my phone, throw the computer. This is just not working. And then Sam's like running in the background, like trying to get this mic
Tech
working.
guy.
Yeah. And then this is not going to be where I'm set up too. So like, I'm just like trying to, because when we did the test, I thought it was good here, but I'm like, no, I'm going to go back into the office where we used to do the show. And then, yeah, this is going to be the worst show, guys, like episode ever. So everything's just up from here.
I'm thinking of putting where is it? Over here. You can't see over here, but a while ago you could. I was thinking I need a plant in the back. Plant or something.
Yeah, you need like green. Like it's too muted.
Yes, completely agree. It's all, especially I'm wearing like a dark, like a little Jordan hoodie here, and it's black in the back. Yeah, I need some color in here.
Yeah,
So,
a pop of like greenery, like an olive tree or something.
exactly. Okay, well, I don't even have a. We're gonna need like an outro, little graphics package, right?
Shoot, yeah, we do.
Yeah, okay, I'll
We
get
do
that.
need.
Again,
Okay.
I'll get that on
Well-
the other shows that are going to be better than this one. So, appreciate anybody that did join us. I can see we have a handful of people that did join during the time whenever we're here. Appreciate everybody joining in. We didn't even really promote this. I didn't promote it except on my own account for like 5 minutes before we started. Christine, I don't think you did either. So I think we'll have more people in here in the future.
Yeah, we definitely will. I didn't tweet it at all. So
Anything. We're
for
figuring
sure,
it out.
well, yeah.
Yeah, figuring it out. Okay, that is it, everybody. We will be back. Is this a good time, by the way? You like this Tuesday time?
I think this is a good time. I don't know. We could always go a little earlier or something. I don't know, but
Fine with me.
this works.
Okay. If you are listening, let us know. When's a good time on Tuesday? Would it be about the time we started, which was 1 p.m. Central, 11 a.m. Pacific, or would you like 30 minutes earlier or something? Just let us know, and we will see if we can adjust from there. Till then, I'm going to end this thing, and appreciate all of you being in here. All right. Peace.